He jeopardized his friendship with somebody that he's known for years because he's so above drama. Well, hello there. My name is Kristen. Welcome to my channel. Here I like to talk about social and cultural issues through the lens of pop cultures and public figures. Usually, but not always. Today I'm going to be terrifying everybody by swishing around this glass of wine and talking to you about a YouTube situation, usual drama stuff, nothing important. Except my point is going to be actually that drama is important and gossip is important, and when we devalue it and treat it like it's trivial and like we should pay no mind to what people say about other people, we end up making ourselves easy targets. We end up not knowing the full truth about certain things, and we end up, just making ourselves look like big old jerks, basically. So yeah, let's get started. Let's talk about it, okay? Before I pontificate about how important I think drama is and how gossip is important, and it's actually bad that we treat it like it's this horrible, horrible thing, I'm going to tell you, what the situation is about a little bit, because I feel like maybe that'll help keep people interested. I don't know. People like drama. So, and by the way, this is like, I've had 2 sips of wine. You have seen me drink all of the wine that I've had tonight. I do want to put that out there. I wouldn't normally be like drinking on camera, but like it's a shtick I've seen other YouTubers do, and I don't know, I kind of like it. Anyway, so long intro short. So who am I talking about today? We're going to be talking about Gabbie Hanna because, well, I have to talk about Gabbie Hanna to get views apparently. Please watch my other videos, by the way. We're also going to be talking about Rachel Oates and somebody named Jimmy Snow, who you were probably least likely to be familiar with, but who knows. So if you're here, you know who Gabbie Hanna is. You're on the internet, and if you're watching my channel, it's because you've seen one of my Gabbie Hanna videos, most likely. And I just mispronounced her name. I'm going to leave it. It's fine. So you know who she is. You know that she's done a lot of things, and one of the most egregious things that she's accused of having done is being a rake apologist. Yes, rake. I'm not going to pronounce the actual word on this video. As I mentioned in my video about Gabbie Hanna, she has written a poetry book. She's actually released 2 poetry books, one book called Adultolescence and one book called Dandelion. Rachel Oates is a book YouTuber. I mean, she does other stuff, but a lot of people think of her as a book YouTuber who has reviewed Gabbie Hanna's 2 poetry books. She's also released a book called Dogolescence, which is kind of like Adultolescence, but from the perspective of her dog. And she did this because Adultolescence was supposed to be a parody of Shel Silverstein, so she thought it was fine to also do a parody as well, because, for Rachel Oates, Gabbie Hanna book review videos have been doing very, very well. And so making a book, off of that was a smart, move in terms of making merchandise and, something that she could kind of bank on people being interested in. And so I think it was a good idea. I think it was cute. It wasn't really making fun of her, but Gabbie would later claim that she made a book to mock her, and I don't really think it was a mocking intention. Okay, so who is Jimmy Snow then? Jimmy Snow is an online creator. He hosts something he calls the Sometimes Show, which is kind of like a late night TV format, except it's on YouTube. And I guess that's why it's the Sometimes Show, because like you can watch it anytime instead of at night or something. I don't know. But he also used to make, and I guess he still does make content about leaving religion. His channel was called Dear Mr. Atheist for a long time, and he would make videos responding to and criticizing online Christian content creators. People like Girl Defined, Paul and Morgan, The Transformed Wife, other Christian creators. And so his whole thing was very much like a review type channel. Like he would review books. He would, do response videos. He would, talk about different people's work and careers. And yeah, so he did a lot of critiquing, just like Rachel Oates, except instead of poetry books, it was, people's, YouTube videos. So that's who we're talking about today, those 3 people. And in short, what happened is, this is all like last year, a lot of this. Gabbie Hanna had become kind of friendly with Jimmy Snow on Twitter from having like watched his stuff. Rachel Oates apparently had seen it, but not really thought much of it. At some point, I guess behind the scenes, Gabbie and Jimmy became more friendly and like actually talked and stuff like that, which Rachel didn't really know about. Gabbie mailed Rachel her second book for Rachel to review. So Rachel made a review and posted it. And in advance of posting this review, she had tweeted some jokes, like something about like, is it possible for me to feel physically ill after reading a bad poem? And like other like snarky jokes like that to kind of try to promote this video. Were those jokes a little rude? Sure, yeah, but that's kind of the name of the game. Look up any famous art critiquer or like movie reviewer. You know, a lot of them are pretty snarky. It's part of the business. Rachel's not unique in that. Her reviews in and of themselves, though, are incredibly constructive. She usually focuses very much on the structure and the word choice and ways things can be improved, and she talks about things that she likes as well. She's actually probably one of the kindest reviewers of Gabbie's work online. A lot of people just rip it to shreds and make fun of it. Rachel didn't do that. But so the day that Rachel published her review of Gabbie's second book, Jimmy messaged Rachel on Facebook saying essentially, you know, hey, I want to message you about these reviews you're doing of Gabbie. Gabbie told me she's been messed up in anticipation of this next review. I just wanted to like remind you that there's another human on the other side of things. And like that human is like being hurt by the stuff that you're saying. And so I just wanted you to think about that. I'll put it up on the screen. I'm not going to read it verbatim to you guys, but it was a pretty vague and open-ended message that kind of focused on the video reviews and how those impacted Gabbie, and, you know, sounded like it was trying to make Rachel feel guilty, making her maybe not post the video or take the video down or something, or retract something or apologize. Rachel responded incredibly defensively to him, as you would when your good friend comes to you and says that they don't like your work and, you know, tells you that you're being hurtful when you know that you're being a constructive critic and like you're just trying to do your job. And they argue back and forth, things between them spiral, and, you know, they ended up blocking each other. And Rachel had like tweeted about how one of her close friends had been manipulated by Gabbie Hanna into trying to get her to take the videos down. At this point, Jimmy Snow goes on Twitter and is like, hey, I'm the person that Gabbie manipulated, except that's not what he said. He said like, hey, this is me. Gabbie didn't tell me to do anything and blah, 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 blah. He kind of inserted himself, and like he now is in like Twitter fights with like Rachel's fans, and like everybody's being like, you know, kind of mad at him, and in my opinion, kind of rightfully so. And he gets really aggressive, tells a lot of people to F off and like other really rude things, and blocks a lot of people. And things kind of simmered down. I honestly never heard about this happening, okay? So that was all last year. This year, Rachel did an interview with somebody. I forget the account, but she did an interview where she like talked about this experience with Jimmy and how it really sucked, and it was probably just like a miscommunication, but she felt manipulated.
Felt a little bit manipulated because he said that Gabbie had gone to him and was like really upset that I was going to be making another video about her book. And I was like, but she asked me to. Like, and I didn't understand it. And there was like a whole thing. And I think there was just like misunderstanding and miscommunication on like lots of sides.
And this interview, for some reason, I guess prompted Jimmy to then get up and talk about it now. So he posts this ridiculously long video. Like, I'm not kidding. It's like an hour and a half. There's like a bajillion ad breaks, okay? Although I don't have any room to talk. I'm telling Google to put ads whenever, wherever they want, however they want. So, I mean, I get it. But also, his video was like not a regular content. It was like an apology video that he was monetizing. Not really an apology video, but I would place it in the same genre as apology videos. And it's weirder to monetize those. But anyway, so he posts this really long video where he's like, I hate doing this. I hate drama. I hate gossip. I don't want to make Rachel look bad, but there's no way this won't make her look bad. And it's like, actually, buddy, it made you look pretty bad. And so he posts this video, right? And he's like, he shows all of the messages between him and Rachel. You can go look at it if you really want to. If you want to see exactly what he said in the messages, go watch Fat Sajak's video. She did a really good video breaking down his whole thing. And her video was like a lot more entertaining than his. And she sped up the boring parts and skipped unnecessary parts. But like you still watch most of it. So I would watch her video about it. You'll see the messages. But you know, I already told you what he said to her. Where was I going with this? half a glass of wine. I do not drink very often. This was a bad idea. Okay, I just remembered where I was going with this. So he was like sharing the entire message, thread, and then comparing it to what she said in an interview. And he was like harping on how he's like, I never specifically said that you should take the video down or that you shouldn't post it or that you should change your opinion. And in her interview, she said the words, he told me Gabbie came crying to him about blah, 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 blah. And so he's now harping in his little response video that I never said she cried. Where did I say she cried? How dare you mock somebody who's crying? That's so wrong of you. But she didn't cry. I never said she cried. And it's like, dude, someone coming crying to you doesn't mean that they literally cried. It's just complaining. It's a figure of speech. And Jimmy knows what a figure of speech is. He's talked about them before. He's talked about metaphors and stuff. I mean, the Bible is full of metaphors. He knows what that is. But he's acting she's acting like she literally is just lying about what he said, and it's just not true. She just was telling a story the way people tell stories. And so his whole video is really embarrassing and awkward because he's really just kind of showing himself to be kind of a jerk. Okay, so let me talk about why I think he looked like a jerk, okay? So get this. He opens the video explaining that he has never watched any of Rachel's review videos, and he's also never read Gabbie's poetry book, and he doesn't follow any of the drama, and he hates drama. All he really knows is that Gabbie is kind of hated and that people don't like Gabbie, but he doesn't really know anything else. And he knows that she's done some bad things and stuff. That's what he says. So what I'm getting from this is that he knows nothing about the situation. He doesn't care to look into anything. He doesn't think he has a responsibility to look into anything. And so he's just willing to take the word of whatever Gabbie says to him. So I don't know. This is going to be a rambly one. I really should have written more of a script for this. I'm going to try to make my point without going in circles too much, okay? I think that the way that we treat gossip and drama like it's this bad thing, that it's a vice, no one should do it, is bad for us because it matters what other people say and do. I think certain things matter, the stuff about Gabbie being a rake apologist, or the stuff about her, helping a company, kind of scam fans into buying products that they thought were luxury that were not luxury, or the way that she handled a lot of different situations. A lot of these things are not just gossip. It's not just drama. It's somebody hurting other people, not displaying remorse, and playing the victim when they're called out. This behavior is a pattern and it's toxic, right? And so Jimmy, though, because he's above the drama, he doesn't have any idea what any of this is. He just thinks that people don't like her for some reason. And he's willing to accept Gabbie telling him that, it's not her fault, okay? And then, I don't know if I made this clear, Jimmy and Rachel Oates had been friends for years, apparently. They were very close friends. They considered each other one of each other's best friends, right? So Jimmy is so above drama and gossip that he can't look into it, even if it's, for the sake of his best friend. Before he decides to involve himself in the situation by reaching out to Rachel and telling her that she shouldn't post that video, or that she should take the video down, or in his words that she should think twice about it or something. Before he decides to insert himself in the situation, he doesn't think he has any responsibility to actually figure out what the situation really is. He doesn't feel the need to make sure her videos are constructive or not. He doesn't feel the need to look into the things that Gabbie has said and done, just to see if maybe he's being manipulated a little bit, to see if maybe she purposefully planted those seeds with the hopes that he would go talk to Rachel, which is exactly what happened. He didn't do any of that. And so instead, he jeopardized his friendship with somebody that he's known for years because he's so above drama. And that's why I think it's a bad thing that we treat drama and commentary and gossip like it's a bad thing. Does that make total sense? No, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. You right there. Because here's the thing, is it good to gossip all the time about random stuff? Maybe not, but is it good to be aware of what other people are like and how they're treating each other so that you can use that information in your make your own decisions about how you're going to deal with those people? I think so. And I think that a certain group of people, like, Jimmy Snow, who consider themselves to be skeptics, they skew male, but they're not always. These people will willingly place themselves in a situation where they're gonna completely betray what they claim their values are, which are logic, reason, evidence, making decisions based off of those things. Because the logic and reason would require him looking into gossip or drama, he completely throws it out the window and just makes his decision off aesthetics and his, gut feeling, the vibes, essentially. If Jimbo didn't think he was so above gossip, he probably would be more aware of why Gabbie Hanna is not somebody to trust and why Rachel reacted so emotionally when he told her that he was friends with Gabbie Hanna. Gabbie had been, I don't know if she harassed Rachel before or after her video came out, but she started harassing Rachel, got her Instagram taken down because she sent so many fans to report it. She went on multiple tirades calling Rachel sexist slurs, accusing her of being a narcissist, accusing her of doing bad things to her. Gabbie also misrepresented what happened between her and Jimmy. Gabbie claims that she never talked to Jimmy at all about the Rachel Oates stuff, which is not what Jimmy says happened. Jimmy says Gabbie did talk to him about it. But is Jimmy mad that Gabbie misrepresented things? No. Only mad at Rachel for some reason. And I think it's because he doesn't want to get involved in drama. And so he's just reacting based off what people are saying and doing specifically to him in person. So Gabbie's nice to his face. So he's cool with Gabbie. Rachel got emotional and upset with him when he did something kind of crappy to her. And so he blocked Rachel. But it's very much the perspective of if they didn't do anything bad to me, then I'm not mad at them. Well, that person didn't hurt me, so it's okay. I can't tell you how many people I've known who have had that perspective where it's well, I know this person did really awful things to you, but they've always been nice to me, so I'm going to stay their friend. And then they act surprised when that person hurts them too. I think that's what's happening here. So yeah, I think that's more or less what I have to say about the situation. I think I was a little bit animated and excited in this video. I hope that's okay. A lot of people have commented about how calm and peaceful I am, and I often am. More so when I have something scripted and I'm trying to remember what I had planned to say. But when I'm just kind of talking, I can talk a little bit faster sometimes and be a little more excited. So hopefully, you like this side of me as well as you like the other parts of my, personality that I display on this, YouTube channel. But if you don't like it, that's fine too. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but it's fine. It's fine. I got so far without spilling any wine. I don't think I spilled any. It's fine. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will consider subscribing, liking, commenting, checking out my Patreon, and let me know what you think. Do you agree with me that my whole take on this situation is really that because Jimmy and a lot of other people just view drama and gossip and stuff like that as being just inherently bad, they make themselves naive and they make themselves easy to manipulate and they make themselves look like jackass. Because they'll act like someone is just controversial when in reality someone has hurt a lot of people. That's kind of my thesis with this video. So let me know, do you agree with that? Do you think there's another main conclusion or theme that we can draw from this situation? Let me know what you think, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And again, shout out to Fat Sajak for making her video about the situation because it was incredibly informative and entertaining. You should check out her channel. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.